Hey, Laura. Is Dad's funeral over now? What? Is this my sister? What do you want? What kind of attitude is that? You should speak to your big sister with more respect. I don't think so. I haven't even thought of you as my sister for years now. Who the hell doesn't even show up to their own dad's funeral? Well, he did disown me, didn't he? It's hardly my fault I can't show my face at the house anymore. Oh yeah, that's right. He did. Because you're a thieving piece of trash who stole $80,000 of the family's money a year ago. Just so you could run away with some weirdo lowlife guy. I didn't steal anything. Don't say such awful things. All I did was borrow the money me and my boyfriend needed to live together. I mean, it's not like I ever planned on giving it back, though. Surely you're not going to pretend you struggled just because you lost a little pocket change? Dad was rich after all. You know that's not the point. Behold, the thought process of a true scumbag. I don't understand you at all. Yeah, anyways, more importantly, is Dad's funeral over now? It was today, wasn't it? Yes, it was. We saw him off peacefully this afternoon. But why are you asking? Dad's funeral has nothing to do with you. If the funeral's over, I should be able to collect my inheritance now. What? No way. Are you planning on taking Dad's inheritance? Obviously. I'm the eldest daughter. Don't be so ridiculous. Not only did you run off with $80,000 of the family's money, but you weren't there when Dad was admitted to the hospital or when his condition worsened. You didn't show up to the wake, and you weren't even at the funeral. You didn't show your face even once. To think that you're only interested in the inheritance. Can't you just stop being a selfish moron for just once in your life? You're not getting a single penny of Dad's money. Ha! Who's the idiot? Let me make this crystal clear. The ones who won't be getting a single penny of Dad's inheritance are you and Mom. What? What do you mean? I have Dad's will. It says very clearly, I bequeath all of my property, assets, and money to my eldest daughter, Kaylee. What? You have Dad's will? It says that? Why would he give his entire inheritance to you? No, it has to be a fake. Sucks to be you, sis. It's the real deal. He wrote it 3 years ago. God, you have no idea how long I had to play the part of the perfect daughter to make absolutely sure I'd get everything in the inheritance. I made him think I was going to look after you and Mom when he was gone. He was so convinced that he agreed to give me the house. That's why he wrote me this will. You're horrible. You mean you tricked Dad? That's fraud, plain and simple. You can call it whatever you like. Anyways, the fact of the matter is that I have the will, and that's what it says. Which means I'll be taking everything. As for the family home, I'll be taking the house itself and the land it's built on. Oh, and of course, I'll be selling it straight away. I mean, why the hell would I want a rickety old house in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, it goes without saying, but make sure you and Mom hurry up and get out. I'd be so upset if you ended up homeless. What? You're just gonna sell the family home? Even though me and Mom are still living here? Sheesh, sis, of course I am. God, try and see things from my perspective. If I sell it, I get more money. The house, the land, the furniture. Heck, I'll even sell the dog. If it didn't die already, that is. Surely, you wouldn't do this to us. Dad's barely gone 5 minutes, and you're gonna kick us out of the family home? This is wrong. Aw, Diddums, I'm so sorry. It's what's written in the will, so it's out of my hands. Look, I'm so kind that I'm willing to wait until you find somewhere else to live. I amaze myself. You just don't find people as generous as me. Just kicking me out would be one thing. But to think you'd kick your mother out of her own house. You're the worst. You pathetic, low-life piece of trash! No, you guys are just stupid. Anyways, for the time being, make sure you transfer all the money in the house right now into my bank account, okay? I knew I was going to be getting the inheritance, so I went on a shopping spree and bought tons of brand clothing. Oopsie. I may have bought myself a luxury foreign sports car, too. And of course, me and my boyfriend will be going on a holiday abroad, so we really need this money pronto. Oh, and I'll take you to court if you try and keep it from me. Toodles! So the money still hasn't gone into my account? Me and my boyfriend have our holiday tomorrow, you know. Would you hurry up and transfer it to me already? I'm not transferring you anything. We have no money to give you. What? Okay, I know you. You can't stand the thought of me taking the house and money. But do you seriously plan on fighting me over this? You need to understand something. The only reason you're currently living in my house is because I'm very kindly allowing you to. Because it's my property. If I decided to, I could have you both stripped of all your possessions and begging for food on the streets in a heartbeat. If you don't want that to happen, I suggest you be a good girl and do what I say. No matter what you say, me and Mom won't be leaving the house. You won't be getting any of Dad's money either. You really are a pig-headed dimwit. Cut the crap and give me the money. Like I told you, Dad's inheritance is all mine. Ugh. There's nothing in the inheritance for you. What? What are you even saying? I have Dad's will right here. Actually, Dad's will just came. His most recent, updated one. What? Dad's lawyer came over yesterday. He was originally supposed to come on the day of the funeral, but apparently there were some delays due to a mistake. So, he brought Dad's will with him yesterday. His new one. The one he wrote 2 months ago. He wrote it while he was still in the hospital and left it with his lawyer. Huh? What? All I'm hearing is nonsense. Come on. What's written in the most recent will is always prioritized, which means yours is nothing but a useless piece of paper. What's written in the new one is basically in accordance with inheritance law. Mom will be getting the house and the land it's built on, accounting for about half of the overall inheritance. I'll get the remaining half in cash. What? Where's mine? You're not getting anything. Seems like Dad counted the money you took from the house back then as your share. A kind of living inheritance. Because it says that your portion got canceled out. What? That's a thing? You mean I'm not getting a single penny? This can't be. What about my legal right share? Just because I might not be written in the will doesn't mean I can't claim my legal share, surely. That portion's rightfully mine. Wow. You actually know about the legal right share? Someone's been doing the research. I'm actually surprised. But unfortunately for you, you're not entitled to that either. What? Why? Because any money received up to a year before the death is considered living inheritance and nullifies eligibility to the legal right share. Basically, the money you took was originally intended to be inherited by all of us as part of the will. It still hasn't been a year since you stole all that money from the house, has it? Now, the amount of money you made off with was greater than that you were set to inherit. Accordingly, you're not entitled to claim for legal right share. In fact, I am. What? I don't understand. Oh, sorry. You don't get it? I'll make it so simple that a monkey could understand. You currently have the money that I was supposed to inherit. Therefore, I'm legally entitled to claim it back in court. According to my calculations, you owe me just over $15,000. What? I have to pay? $15,000? You really think I've got that kind of money? I can't possibly pay that. I know that. Since it's you, I'm fully aware you probably already wasted every penny of the money you ran off with. Which is why, if you respect what's written in Dad's new will, I'm willing to be kind enough not to take you to court. On the condition that you not only give up on the inheritance, but also never contact or come near us again. If you do that, I'll give up on the $15,000. Think of it as payment for getting the hell out of our lives. So, how does that sound? It sounds crazy. It's all wrong. The reason I bought so much branded clothing was because I thought I was going to get Dad's inheritance. Oh, not just that, but a luxury sports car too. What am I meant to do now? Me and my boyfriend are supposed to go abroad tomorrow. If I don't get any money, I'll be completely screwed. I simply don't agree. Why should the will I have be invalidated just because you got a new one? You might not agree, but what are you gonna do? Take me to court? If you insist on trying to claim your legal right share no matter what, I'm happy to take you to court myself. I'm ready to lawyer up and wage a total war on you, sis. And when I win, you'll also be paying my legal fees. But you're the only one set to gain in either case. This isn't fair. I'm the eldest daughter, your big sister. How dare you act with such insolence toward me? Unfair and insolent is fine by me. This wouldn't have happened in the first place if you didn't run off with Dad's money without considering the consequences. If you hadn't gone splurging on things you couldn't afford with money that wasn't supposed to be yours yet, you wouldn't be in this mess. You only have yourself to blame. But what am I supposed to do about all this debt? I borrowed nearly $80,000 because I thought the inheritance was going to show up in my account any day now. What are you saying I should do about that? Beats me. It's not my debt. I have no obligation to pay it off for you. You got into debt by yourself, so get out of it yourself. This seriously can't be happening. I can't be up to my ears in debt. This isn't who I am. Ugh, it wasn't supposed to be like this. So, what are you gonna do? 1. Give up on the inheritance and never have anything to do with us again. Or 2. Hedge your bets on a legal battle you have zero hope of winning. Either way is fine by me. Oh, damn you! Fine. I don't need the inheritance. I'll never set foot in the house again after this. You'll never see me again. I mean it. Happy now? Yes. Perfect. We'll be dealing with the paperwork and procedures on our end. So make sure you really do never come back to the house again. And make sure you really don't give us any more hassle over the money. Is that clear? You money grubber! You swindler! I'll never forgive you for this! Money grubber? Swindler? Was that a self-introduction? Nothing a debt-ridden thief has to say could possibly faze me. Ugh! Just shut up! I hate you! Yeah, I hate you too. Anyways, good luck paying off all that debt. I did get into a serious panic when I heard that my sister had Dad's will. But thankfully, since my dad had the foresight to make the necessary amendments before he passed away, her threats never amounted to anything. When my sister had to cancel the trip abroad with her boyfriend at the last minute, things turned hostile between them, and eventually, the relationship fell apart. She was left with nothing but a mountain of debt. She sold off the car and all the branded goods she had bought in anticipation of the inheritance to cover the debt repayments. But it wasn't enough, and I heard that after getting into even more debt with some shady black market lenders, she's now working at a bathhouse to make ends meet. Me and Mom are healing from the sadness of losing Dad together, and we have begun slowly returning to our normal lives. Now, we don't have a care in the world, and we're taking good care of the family home that Dad left us.
Hey, what are you thinking trying to stand out from my daughter? You make me sick. What? What are you so mad about? You're a jerk for not being aware of it. At today's lunch, you dressed your daughter in expensive brand name clothes, didn't you? I did my best to dress up my daughter, but if you dress up your daughter in such expensive clothes, I can't win. It's not like we were competing. But you made me sick. They all focused on your daughter and didn't even look at my daughter. Really? They said your daughter was pretty too, didn't they? I thought her handmade clothes were lovely, too. Are you making fun of me? I can't afford to buy her expensive clothes, so I make her luxury brand-like clothes. I'm not good with my hands, so I honestly think it's great that you can make things with your hand. You're really making fun of me in your heart by saying that, aren't you? No, I'm not. I really admire you. Everyone praised her handmade clothes, right? I bet in their mind they thought it was a lame outfit anyway. You're lucky, Lisa. Your husband is well paid, so he can buy her expensive clothes, right? Actually, that dress was a gift from my father-in-law as a baby shower gift. To be honest, it's not a dress my husband and I could afford. What the heck? It was a gift from your father-in-law? We have 2 older kids, so it's not easy to spend money on her. The rest of her clothes are no-name brand. So you dressed your daughter in expensive clothes today to show off to your friends? I knew you were trying to stand out from my daughter. I wasn't trying to. It's just that her outfit clothes were in the wash, and that one was the only one I could find to put her in. I wasn't thinking of bragging or anything. You can make any excuse you want. It's true though. Hey, can you lend that dress to my daughter? I've always wanted her to wear a brand name dress. I don't know if I can lend it to you. Why not? I'm not asking you to give it to me. I don't think it's hygienic, and it's too late if something happens, isn't it? You don't have to worry about that. I do care. I'm sorry, but I can't lend it to you. Are you trying to tell me that my daughter doesn't look good in it? What? What makes you think that? You want to say that my daughter doesn't look good in luxury brand clothes, don't you? Because you're richer than me. You're always condescending to me. I'm not trying to condescend to you. That's enough. I'll never forgive you. Hey, did you take the dress that my father-in-law gave me? It's missing after you came to my house. You finally noticed? I've been waiting for the line message, wondering when you'd notice. What? Did you want that dress so bad? Because if you said to me like that, I can't just do nothing. The dress surely was given to me. Hey, what you're doing is stealing, okay? If you give it back now, I won't take it so seriously. Give it back now. Unfortunately, I can't. Give it up. Stop messing around. Give it back now. That dress was very precious to me. So, that dress is no longer in this world. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't give it back. Huh? What do you mean? I burned the dress until it was charred all over by me. Burnt? I dressed my daughter in it once, took a picture of it, then burned it with a lighter and threw it away. Why did you do such a horrible thing? That's because you've been condescending to me, right? I told you I would never forgive you, didn't I? You wouldn't go this far just because I didn't lend you the dress, would you? You've gone too far. I didn't even condescend in the first place. How does it feel to have me burn the expensive baby clothes you got from the old man? Because you make fun of me with your sense of superiority. I hurt you. Your husband's boss is my father-in-law. What? Are you kidding me? Your husband also works for Company A, right? Yeah. Actually, my father-in-law is the head of the same department as your husband. What? I've never heard of such a thing. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't think I should bother to tell you. You better tell me something important like that. If I had known he was my husband's boss, I wouldn't have done this. Even if he wasn't your husband's boss, burning someone's clothes is unforgivable. I'm going to report what you've done to my father-in-law, of course. Wait, if you tell him, it would be hard for my husband to stay in the office. Besides, what would my husband say? You asked for it, so it can't be helped. I'll call my father-in-law as soon as I can. Wait, I apologize for burning your daughter's clothes. I'll even pay for the damage, so can you just cut me some slack this time? But wouldn't my father-in-law be surprised if I told him that the clothes he had given me was suddenly gone? About that, can you please deceive it appropriately? I'll pay you more for the clothes, so I want you to say you lost the clothes. Sorry, I can't do that. Why not? I don't want to lie to my father-in-law, and what you did is vicious. I'll tell my father-in-law the truth, and I'll report it to your husband. My husband had nothing to do with it. What if this makes it hard for my husband to do his job? My life depends on it, you know? You asked for it, right? Well then, we're wasting our time if we keep talking like this, so I'm going to have to leave you now. Wait! An hour later. You really reported to your father-in-law, didn't you? I just got an angry call from my husband. Your husband even got down on his knees to apologize to your father-in-law. I heard that too. He told me that you're coming with me to apologize to his boss's family. My father-in-law told me. I hear you guys will be here around this evening. I guess so. I can't believe this happened to me. About yesterday, I still don't get it. Why do I have to sound like I'm 100% to blame? Alice, you got down on your knees with your husband yesterday, but you weren't really sorry? Of course I bowed because I was in front of your husband. I wasn't really sorry. You'll never learn. My father-in-law told you he would cut you some slack this time. But he said he'd charge me for the baby clothes. I'm supposed to pay for that? Of course! You're the one who burned the clothes. If I had money to pay you, I would buy my daughter some pretty clothes. Why should I pay you? So you're not going to pay? If I don't pay, my husband will nag me so. I have no choice but to pay it, but I'm not convinced. Well, I don't really care as long as you reimburse me. I'm sure you know that. I'll take this opportunity to cut ties with you. I'm not going out with you either. Well, that's good to hear. Don't even contact me from now on. Hey, I have a question for you. Hey, I told you not to contact me again, didn't I? I don't want to talk to you anymore. I really don't want anything to do with you either, but I really need to ask you something. What is it? I don't have time to talk to you, so please be brief. You're the one messing up my yard, aren't you? Why would you do that? I've had enough of this. What? What are you talking about? You're the one throwing trash in the yard and ruining my vegetable garden, right? Oh no, I have no idea what you're talking about. You don't have to play dumb. You're the only one who would do something like this. Can you please stop treating me like a criminal on your own just because I'm suspicious? If you say I'm guilty, you're going to have to come up with some proof. Of course, the evidence is still here. No. It's no use trying to scare me by saying that. You're just assuming that because I'm the most suspicious of all your friends anyway. It's not a threat or anything. There really is evidence left. If you doubt it so much, I can show it to you. What? Someone has been harassing our yard for a while now, so we secretly installed surveillance cameras to find out who the culprit was. A surveillance camera? Then I saw you throwing garbage into my yard and trampling the vegetable garden. It was definitely you, Alice. There are still witnesses from the neighborhood, and there's no excuse to get away with it. What? Did you set up surveillance cameras? I didn't notice at all. I don't want you to keep harassing me. Well, I guessed from the beginning that it was you, Alice. Oh, well, I guess it's surprisingly easy to find out. Yeah, I did it. I'm the one who put the garbage in your garden and vandalized it. How rude! Do you enjoy doing such childish things? It was a lot of fun. If it were true, I would have burned the whole house down. But I didn't do it because it would have made me a criminal. You're a jerk! You're such a person without common sense. Don't say you're going to burn down someone's house, even if you're joking. It's your fault for upsetting me in the first place. You shouldn't have condescended to me. You know what? Do you think you can get away with that? What? What are you going to do? Don't tell me you're going to turn me into the police this time. Of course I will. I'm going to file a police report right away. No. There's no way the police would get into action on something like this. I doubt it. From the looks of it, you don't seem to be sorry at all. So I'm going to the police right now. The damage report was successfully filed. Be prepared. What? I won't be arrested for vandalizing the garden. You didn't only vandalize my garden, but also destroyed things in it, right? What you're doing is destruction of property. What? Did I destroy something? It's a bonsai from the garden. Come to think of it, I might have been placed there. That was my father-in-law's most favorite thing, and the price was over $1 million. $1 million? Of course, you'll have to pay for it. Hold on, I can't pay $1 million. Besides that, I'm going to charge you compensation as well. No, I don't have that kind of money. And other than this, I'm sure there will be fines levied against you, so you'll lose all your money at once. I don't even have any savings to begin with. I'm not just going to lose my savings, they will be negative. If only you'd reflected on what you had done back then, none of this would have happened. Please, will you drop the damage report? My husband says there won't be a next time. I know. He says he's going to leave you. What? Did you contact my husband? Of course. I thought that even if I wanted to file the damage report, you would need to get permission from your husband first. My husband didn't stop you? He told me that he didn't know that woman anymore and that it was fine for me to file the damage report. He seems to be planning to divorce you. No way. If he does that mean I have to pay for it alone? Of course. You brought this all on yourself, so we want you to take responsibility for it, not your husband. Please, as we're friends, no police, please. Friends? We stopped being friends a while ago. Did you forget? No, but we live in the same neighborhood, and you don't want to cause trouble, do you? For the sake of the future, can you forgive me this time? Which one of us got into trouble first? I definitely won't get along with you at all in the future. I don't care what happens to you. I'd rather you go to hell. You don't have to say that much. I think I overdid it too. Yes, you did! I never thought I'd get into so much trouble either. Just because I didn't lend you the clothes, you didn't have to do this much. That's true, but I just envied you. You were richer than us, and you had all the good stuff. I just wanted to live a celebrity life like you. Instead of just being envious of others, you should have made an effort yourself, I think. Since you had a husband who made good money, you had a rich life, didn't you? I believe you're a homemaker, right? I may not have mentioned it, but I'm not a homemaker. I work from home. I make much less than my husband, but I help out with the family finances as much as I can. Also, I'm trying to buy what I want with my own money. You're working? We have 3 kids and we'll need a lot more money from now on. Besides, I felt bad about putting the burden only on my husband. But wouldn't it be unfair if you did both work and housework? Obviously, the mother's burden would be greater. My husband is helping me with the housework. I hear that your husband is also very active in the housework. It's more like you're playing all the time and doing very little about the housework. Looking back, your husband often came to pick up your older kid, and I often saw him shopping with your children on weekends. That's our way of doing things, so mind your own business. My husband makes less money than your husband, so he deserves that much. Your husband has endured so much. What should I do? My husband says he's divorcing me. He also called my in-laws. He did? It's going to be tough. Don't be silly and help me. If you don't, I'll really be all alone. You're right. It seems like you've been completely abandoned by your friends. Yeah, they took your side and no one felt sympathy for me. Oh, poor me. What I feel sorry for is your children who have such a mother. They can't choose their mothers. If I get divorced and have a criminal record, I won't be able to survive this. I'm sure my parents won't help me. No police, please. Drop the damage report, please. I don't want to. I think people like you should fall to the ground once. If you don't, there might be new victims. I would never cause trouble for anyone anymore. And I won't contact you as well, so please, forgive me. Of course, I'm not going to get involved with you either. To be honest, when the dress was burned, I wanted to cut ties with you. I'm sorry about the dress, but I paid for the reimbursement, so is it okay? I don't even think about the dress anymore, but I'm upset with you for causing trouble for my family without learning your lesson. If you did only to me, it would be better, but I wouldn't allow you to bring my family into this. So you can't forgive me? Of course not. I'm not going to drop the damage report, and you're going to go through a lot of hardships from now on. I don't want to. When my friends started ignoring me, it's pretty much a mental breakdown. If I lost my family and had to take the debt upon myself, I wouldn't know what to do anymore. It's your fault for not learning your lesson and messing around with me. If you're going to hold a grudge, hold it against your own stupid behavior. I heard the siren of a police car. Could this be? The police said they'll be there soon, so maybe they should be there by now. Wow, there's a police car parked in front of my house. Glad to hear your pickup arrived safely. Please, help me. If sorry were enough, there would be no need for police. Alice was then taken away by the police who rushed to the scene and arrested right there. Alice was fined. Of course, I charged her for compensation and reimbursement. This time around, Alice's husband lost the affection of her, and they divorced shortly after. Custody was to be held by her financially strong husband, and Alice was also ordered to pay child support. She has then moved to a shabby apartment and is working hard every day to pay off debts due to compensation and others, and to pay child support. This might be just the right amount of punishment for someone as undisciplined as Alice is.